Good evening, and welcome to the Village of Westmont official voting board meeting for June 6, 2011. I'd like to begin by having the clerk take the roll call, please.
Mayor Ron.
Here.
The clerk's here. Trustee Emery is absent tonight. Trustee Fleming.
Here.
Trustee Klebanow is absent. Trustee Nero.
Here.
Trustee Scott.
Here.
Trustee Seneca.
Here.
Manager Searle.
Here.
Attorney Zemanek.
Here.
Police Chief Mulhern. Fire Chief Trout. Economic Development Director and Assistant Manager Kimball. Public Works Director May. Acting Finance Director Parker. Village Planner and Assistant Economic Development Director Malik.
Thank you. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. First item, minutes of the Committee of the Whole meeting held May 12th and board meeting held May 16, 2011.
Motion to approve Seneca?
Second, Nero.
On the question? Hearing no questions, comments, roll call, please.
Trustee Seneca?
Yes.
Trustee Fleming?
Yes.
Trustee Scott?
Yes.
Trustee Nero?
Yes.
Okay, reports, Mayor. The only thing I would like to say is looks like summer is finally here. We can get outside, enjoy the weather. School, if it's not out at all the schools, they will be shortly. Watch out for all the kids. Get out, enjoy the weather. If you know somebody that's a senior citizen or someone that's locked in this terribly hot weather that you think might need your assistance from somebody, please check on them and be a good neighbor and keep an eye on those that are around us. The heat has some terrible effects on people at times, and the more we can keep an eye on that, the better. And that's all that I have at this time. Moving right along, our village clerk.
Well, as you said, Mayor, summer is here, and I just want to remind all our residents that cruising nights, Thursday nights, and concerts in the park start this Friday night. So go out and enjoy. The village offers a lot, the park district a lot during the summertime, and enjoy it. The music's good. That's all I have.
And we're getting closer and closer to the Taste of Westmont.
Right.
So it'll be about a little more than a month away. And all of the volunteers are working like eager beavers to get everything lined up for this year's Taste of Westmont. Next, our village attorney, John Zemanek.
Thank you. Nothing tonight, sir.
Ron Searle, village manager.
Thank you. The only thing I wanted to mention is coming up this Friday, we have the electronics recycling program at Ty Warner Park. Starts at 7, runs till 1. Wanted to mention it in particular because there's a new law that's going to be going into effect that will be outlawing electronics in the landfills. And in fact, DuPage County has a meeting scheduled, I think it's next week, in which they've invited haulers and municipalities to attend and hear more about that legislation. So we do offer this program. It is free. It's not restricted at this point to residents. So I would encourage people to take advantage of while you can. I know that some of the haulers are starting to talk about offering some types of curb service in response to this new legislation, but that is yet to be determined. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Moving right along, new business. Connemara Townhome, 63rd and Connemara, public improvements. Board to consider an ordinance accepting the public improvements and final subdivision approval.
Motion to approve, Fleming.
Second, Nero.
Discussion?
Just a clarification, when it reads final subdivision approvals, that doesn't mean a final plat of subdivision approval. The final plat was approved in year 2005, so you're really just accepting the subdivision, the public improvements.
Okay. Roll call.
Okay. Trustee Fleming?
Yes.
Trustee Scott?
Yes.
Trustee Seneca?
Yes.
Trustee Nero?
Yes.
Next item, 433 Plaza, revised site and landscaping plan. Board to consider an ordinance granting revised site and landscaping plan approval for an addition in the M Manufacturing District.
Motion to approve Seneca?
Second, Scott.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Seneca?
Yes.
Trustee Nero?
Yes.
Trustee Scott?
Yes.
Trustee Fleming?
Yes.
Next item, 10 West Burlington, special use permit. Board to consider an ordinance granting a special use permit to operate a resale consignment store in the B1 Limited Business District.
Motion to approve, Nero?
We have a motion and a second on the question.
Just a quick question, because the petitioner was pretty clear that this was going to be mostly like household items and furniture and things like that. And I wondered if there was any way we could perhaps monitor that, and if it becomes more than just that, if it could be contingent.
We can be specific in the ordinance in two ways. One would be to list all of the items that are specifically allowed to be sold, which I think is going to be hard because they may offer vintage dresses or something.
Right.
The other is to be consistent with the definition of resale consignment stores, which is to, in the ordinance, specifically prohibit rummage-style stores or
Okay.
Goodwill, Salvation Army type.
Okay, and it's strong enough to enforce, you think, that type of verbiage?
Well, we defined it as best we could. We had some extensive discussions about it at the time. I think that's enough if it turns into a flea market that you could
Okay.
enforce it.
Great, thank you.
So with everyone's permission, I'll add that language, that clarification.
Okay, so a motion and a second? Roll call.
Trustee Nero?
Yes.
Trustee Seneca?
Yes.
Trustee Fleming?
Yes.
Trustee Scott?
Yes.
Okay. Next item, 102 South Cass. Development permit. Board to consider an ordinance approving a development permit request from B. Mo's Boutique to open a women's clothing store at 102 South Cass in the B1 Limited Business District.
Motion to approve, Fleming. Second, Nero.
Discussion? Hearing no discussion, roll call, please.
Trustee Fleming?
Yes.
Trustee Nero?
Yes.
Trustee Scott?
Yes.
Trustee Seneca?
Yes.
Okay. Next item, 128 South Cass, development permit. Board to consider an ordinance approving a development permit request from Harris's Bait and Tackle to open a sporting goods store at 128 South Cass in the B1 Limited Business District.
Motion to approve Seneca?
Second, Scott.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Seneca?
Yes.
Trustee Nero?
Yes.
Trustee Scott?
Yes.
Trustee Fleming?
Yes.
Comprehensive Plan Advisory Committee appointments. Board to consider a motion approving the appointment of individuals comprising the steering committee for the creation of a new village comprehensive plan.
Motion to approve, Fleming. Second, Nero.
Do we miss number 6?
They just approved it.
Just did it, I'm sorry. I've been asleep at the wheel, Mary, I apologize.
Okay. We have a motion and a second.
Yes, sir.
This one,
Any further comments? One question I have on a committee such as this, if we have individuals for whatever reason drop off of the committee or don't attend meetings or for one reason or another, can we appoint someone to take their place? Add individuals too.
I would think so. I don't know if
There
the
are no-
consultant give us an opinion on the need for continuity. I think actually they said that some of the more important work is going to be coming later in the
Okay.
process, so I would think we'd be able to appoint somebody.
Sometimes we have people that volunteer and they don't follow through on it.
All the time,
And we
or-
end up being short.
Right.
And my question is, can we, add to, subtract, and replace some of those
I don't see why not.
people?
Would make sense.
Yeah.
No problem?
Not at
Mr.
all.
No problem.
Legal advisor? Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other further questions? If not, roll call, please.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Okay. 500 North Calf zoning code variance. Board to consider an ordinance approving a variance to permit more than 3 antennas on the cellular tower at the police department.
Motion to approve, Nero. Second, Scott.
Discussion? Example of making sure that the village is in fact following our own zoning codes. Hearing no further comments, roll call, please.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
IDOT 2008 CMAQ Agreement Amendment Number 1, or to consider an ordinance approving an amendment to the original IDOT local agency agreement that was approved April 20th, 2009.
Motion approved, Scott. Second, Nero.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
South Pressure Adjusting Station Reconstruction Contract. Board to consider an ordinance awarding the bid to Mark Cresmery Construction LLC for the South Pressure Adjusting Station reconstruction and authorizing the execution of a contract consistent with the bid documents that were presented.
Motion to approve, Fleming.
Second, Nero.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Village Board Committees. Board to consider an ordinance amending Section 2-33 of the Village Code regarding Village Board Committees.
Motion approved, Scott. Second, Nero.
Discussion?
Mayor, can I point out a couple of things I passed out?
Yes, absolutely.
Village attorney passed out an ordinance based on what we interpreted the discussion included on Thursday. I passed out one document that ordinance was based on. It's the one that has some color wording on it. In addition to that, Trustee Scott called me today and he asked a question about the other committee that we had a little bit of discussion on that's a little bit different than the other board committees, the Economic Development Committee. All the other board committees, we have 2 trustees serving as chair and co-chair, and then we have assigned staff. On the Economic Development Committee, we have a number of community representatives. And what Trustee Scott was talking to me about, and I contacted the mayor late this afternoon and talked to him about this as well, is the idea that since we have community members on the committee, maybe we ought to rotate them periodically the same way we rotate the trustees. So I passed out a second version of my marked up ordinance, which is not the version that the village attorney passed out. So if you have an interest in having that kind of language added in, which would be point E on my ordinance that I passed out, then we would have to approve the ordinance subject to that change.
Ron, could we not just make it the same as we do with the commissions?
Well, the way that is done is there's a specific section for each commission that actually says, and in this case, this is the section where it talks about all the committees. And are you suggesting we have a separate paragraph for each?
Yeah, I was thinking just do it exact, I mean,
Yeah, but we
sort of
never-
like a commission in a way. I mean, we treat it as such. Well, of course, there's
Well,
no
that would-
salary involved. with this committee. It's
Yeah.
volunteer.
I mean, that would be entirely up to the
Yeah,
board. if
I
you
guess it
wanted
doesn't,
to
it's,
make it more-
it's 6 one, half dozen of the other.
The way this is worded, it's not real specific. It says that, I'll just read it here. It just says, in addition to appointed village board members and assigned staff, the Economic Development Committee shall be comprised of various community members that are from time to time reviewed by the village president and reported to the village board. Any given community member on the Economic Development Committee shall not serve longer than 4 years, which is the time frame that the board members serve on the various
That's good.
board committees. And so it just implies that they'd be replaced at
Yeah.
that point. And then the other document I passed out is just more or less for information based on the board's submittals of your preferences on committees. There's a table that kind of shows the assignments for the first couple of years, and then a rotational scheme that's not entirely perfect because it's, things could change with, elections, so it's more or less for illustrative purposes, but it gives you the idea of the concept, trying to rotate people.
I would say what would happen is, if this is something that we're looking at, whichever one of us is not here, then you'd have to figure out, I think it would become to the board who maybe decide amongst themselves who would go into those slots.
Well, the way we word in the ordinance is that I would prepare a rotational schedule every 2 years that the board and the president would review, so you guys would have an opportunity to look at that.
That's good.
And we try to be as scientific as we could about it in terms of trying to rotate people, but there are some variables that are hard to predict.
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay, so then basically what would happen is the rotation then would then be a case that the board and the village president would then approve as a group? Is that what this is saying?
The ordinance,
Yeah?
it doesn't say that it approves them, it says that it would be reviewed. It can be worded that way if that's the board's desire. I didn't know if you were going to, by motion, approve the preferences that have been submitted tonight. That's up to the board, I guess.
I'd honestly like trustee Klebanow and trustee Emery to take a look at this.
Which document? Or all of them?
Yep.
Okay.
What we did
I
mention.
thought when we talked about the other night that we were going to take this off of tonight until we got, we talked about taking it off until we got some more information on this.
No, we just said that Ron would present something tonight.
Right. So
We said
that's
there was-
why-
We never said we were going to take it off.
We did say there was no urgency,
Okay.
but we
We just-
were able to,
yeah.
I think,
So then
address
there's no
all
need to even vote on
the
it
questions
tonight
we
then.
thought.
Okay.
We don't have to vote on it tonight, but the only thing I would ask is, can we assume that we go forward with the proposed chairmans and co-chairs, because we do have another meeting coming up on the
Yeah.
20th?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's good.
It's fine.
Okay. So you want us to just motion to postpone to the next set of meetings?
That's good. That works.
Going to make that motion?
Amend my motion to, amend a motion to postpone?
Okay.
Second, Scott.
Further discussion? Roll call on the postponement.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes. Oh, I thought you said Seneca.
I said Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
I thought you said
Next
Seneca, and so
item.
did Bob.
Did you vote?
Angel Haven. You got everyone now?
I think so. They all have to clean their ears now.
Angel Haven Foundation. Board to consider motions approving the following request by Angel Haven Foundation, a not-for-profit corporation for their annual fundraising yard sale. A, approval of a 4-day yard sale at 213 East 55th, June 16th to 19th, from 9 a.m. until dark. B, waiver of tent permit fees for this yard sale. And C, waiver of the cost of utilizing the village's loaner truck. We take these all together, or do you want to do them separately?
You know, I anticipated separate votes, but you certainly have the right to take them all together if that's your
Motion to
preference.
approve is a block, Fleming.
Second, Nero.
I do have a question. How do we know that the village truck will even be available that weekend?
They've applied for it and had it approved
Oh, it's been
already.
approved, okay,
Right.
okay.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes,
Next item, hiring freeze. Board to consider motion to temporarily lift the hiring freeze for the sole purpose of hiring a part-time public works street maintenance worker, filling a vacancy at this position.
motion to approve Seneca?
Second, Scott.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Next item, Kathy Murphy proclamation. Board to consider motion approving a proclamation honoring Kathy Murphy, a teacher at Community Unit District 201 for 33 years.
Motion to approve, Scott. Second, Nero.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Okay. Finance ordinance number 3.
We have before us on this 6th day of June, 2011, a finance ordinance in the amount of $1,571,705.60.
Motion to approve Seneca?
Second, Nero.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Purchase orders.
Motion to approve is a block for $442,182.22.
Second.
Practicing all week.
Were you studying?
I wish you'd have some kind of a thank you or reference to your predecessor who said
Absolutely. He
that.
taught me everything I know.
Yeah, right.
I've been watching for years, so I was prepared for tonight. Hope I can do as good a job as he is.
We have a motion and a second on purchase orders. Any further questions? If not, roll call, please.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Okay. We do not have a request before us for an executive session, so unless there's something else to come before the board, at this time, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, Nero.
Second, Fleming.
Roll call.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Thank you. This meeting is adjourned.